Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School and the Black Wealth Boot Camp. I wanted to talk to you about something that you have heard about, but you may not really understand the depth to which this affects your choices, your decision making, and ultimately your outcomes. It has to do with habits. The power of habits. Now, this was something that I thought about that I figured out maybe a couple years ago. I probably figured it out maybe at the age of 42. So if you're younger than 42, maybe you haven't got to this point yet, or if maybe you have, I don't know. But I want to help kind of refine some of this so that maybe this will help you achieve your goal. One of the things I realized is that a large percentage of what we think and who we are and how we shape our lives comes from the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is a part of the mind that you don't have any access to, that you don't control, at least not directly anyway, and you don't even realize it's there. And so the subconscious mind drives a lot of the habits, things that we might do without even thinking about it. And it also drives things that even deeper than that. For example, our breathing and stuff like that. I mean, all this connects to your brain. So the majority of your brain is actually consistent of things that you're not even aware of in terms of what it does, temperature and your heartbeat and everything else. Now, here's the thing though. When it comes to certain parts of the subconscious, you can tap into that. And I'm talking about the things that you do every day, the way you conduct your life. So let's talk, for example, about exercising every day. Well, when you're overweight like I am sometimes and you really want to lose weight, well, the first thing you do is you say, okay, I'm going to start going to the gym. Well, the first day it's not that much fun. It's kind of like, oh man, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm tired. And then you go to the gym and you get through it, and then you do it again and then again. And maybe after about maybe the seventh or eighth time, it starts to become a habit, right? And they say usually scientists say it takes about 30 days to form a new habit. And so ultimately, these habits, which are just a hair short of addiction, sometimes the line gets blurry. I don't know which one's which sometimes, but these habits ultimately end up shaping your whole life. If you really want to understand somebody's life, look at their habits. Your life pretty much is a product of what you do every single day. And what you do every single day is pretty much driven by the habits that you create for yourself. Habits come from a series of consistent actions that you do to go in a certain direction. So in relationships, for example, we may not even love the person that we're with. We just may be in the habit of seeing them every day. And that makes you feel connected to the person, so you don't want to break up with them, right? Even if they're a bad person to be with. The same thing is true with things like smoking or watching a certain show every day, or how hard you work every day. And so what I encourage you to do is become very, very conscious of your habits, and then think to yourself, how do I change those habits? Maybe you can change some of the habits, by forcing yourself for about 30 days to just take on a whole new routine until it becomes autopilot. Another thing is self-talk. Talking to yourself in a certain way gives you access to your subconscious mind. So if you're repeating the same mantra to yourself, I am a millionaire in the making. I'm a millionaire in the making. I'm going to achieve my goal. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Then what will happen is your subconscious mind is writing all this down like a stenographer and taking notes on this. And before you know it, you're going to find your level of performance actually increasing. So be very, very aware of your habits. Habits are everything. And that's what I realized, is that there are a lot of people, there are different kinds of people in this world. There are people who don't want to do anything and say and admit that they don't want to do anything. And those people are actually the happiest, because ignorance can be bliss. Laziness can be very blissful. If you set no goals, then you'll never fail at anything. Then you have people who say they want to do more. Actually, let's move to the next level. Then you have the people who know they need to do more. They've been made aware that, hey, you know what? Your life could be better if you do this and do that. But then you have the people who know they can do more and then decide they can do more, right? Because there's a difference. There are some people who say, I know I should stop smoking, but I'm going to smoke anyway. But then there's a person who says, I know I should stop smoking, and I'm going to stop smoking. But then there's a big gap. There's a gap between the people who actually stop smoking versus those who say, I'm going to stop. Do you understand? And so it's kind of risky to even start setting that goal and saying that you want to do that, because you're setting a higher standard for yourself. And so in order to minimize the risk of failure, or the risk of coming up short, or the risk of not achieving your goal, you got to look at your habits. Because if you reshape your habits by forcing yourself into a new set of actions on a daily basis, where after 30 days you're going to change everything about how you do whatever it is that's in front of you, then that's when you have the greatest chance of succeeding. That's what I figured out. I see people all the time who who tell me I want to do this or I want to do that or I want to go to the next level with this. But what I'll do is I'll observe their habits and realize that they have become to some extent their greatest adversary. Habits are going left and their mindset is going right, and then they're always confused, always conflicted, always disappointed, can't understand why nothing goes right for them. Well, you got to get every part of you on the same page. So think of yourself as two people. You got the conscious you and the subconscious you. They're like siblings. You need both of them to be going in the same direction for you to achieve your goal. So I hope that was helpful to you. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Business School and the Black Wealth Bootcamp. Please take care. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.